Make no mistake, we are a product of nature. For thousands and thousands of years, nature has been our home. Somehow, we left nature behind. What we really need down deep is to get closer to where we came from. Nature makes us healthier, and nature makes us happier. So if we reconnect people to nature, we will reconnect people to themselves, to the others, and to the planet. Our dream is to reconnect people to nature.
In Groupe Rocher, we've been producing beauty products and cultivating plants here in Lagacy since 1977 and following the principles of organic agriculture since 1997.
We are here at the heart of the Botanical Beauty Valley, where it all began for us. It starts with the vision of my grandfather. At the age of 14, just after his father passed away, he had an intense experience with nature for 2 years. Nature gave him exactly what he was looking for: appeasement, consolation, and protection. This experience is really the beginning of the Groupe Rocher story. He wanted to respect and preserve the biodiversity. In the late 80s, he decided to stop animal testing, 15 years before the French law. In 1997, he decided to have organic fields. In 2006, he decided to avoid plastic bags in our shops. Does it increase the profit of the company? No, definitely not. But he wanted to act as a mission-driven company. The mission is what sets the company in motion. It gives meaning to its existence.
The Yves Rocher Foundation was created 30 years ago. The reason why was to deal and to address the biodiversity loss. And the action of the Yves Rocher Foundation from the beginning is to act for preserving biodiversity.
With the current challenges we now face in terms of biodiversity and climate change, it is clear to me that each of us is part of the solution, as workers, as citizens, as parents, as consumers, and of course as a firm. Here is a plot of German chamomile that we are cropping for cosmetics. And here behind me, this is Phacelia. We put Phacelia for the bees. And there is behind me a diversified hedgerow. We provide food and a shelter for biodiversity. And we think that this is the future of agriculture, actually, and this is a way for us to build a resilient system and to ensure that in the coming years we'll be able to deal with plants again.
Groupe Rocher is producing, selling some goods: textile, cosmetics, home care. Energy is at the heart of everything we do. Our target toward 2030 is to reduce 50% our emission of carbon.
What we try to do is to build a resilient system, so a system that is able to face the major big challenges of the coming year in terms of biodiversity and climate change. Through what we learn in the botanic garden when we experiment new ways to do it. For example, we tried to dig a pond After it was the replacement of an old stormwater tank that was useless, and it was the opportunity to attract amphibians again. We are trying to mow our meadows just once a year to have a shelter for butterflies or for other insects.
We start also to implement new technologies and digitalization because it is really an opportunity in terms of reduction and management of our consumption. The target is really neutrality by 2025. We want to do it with 100% of renewable energy. We have decreased since 2015 of 16% our water consumption, and for the next 5 years we expect an additional drop of 20%. We can't continue to develop single-use packaging. It's not the future. So that's why we have to design 100% of our packaging to be easily recyclable. For the target for the group in 2030 is to have recycled material in 100% of our packaging. We have saved more than 1,000 tons of plastics for the last 10 years, but we target an additional drop of 30% by 2030.
We work a lot with all people in our factories to make the change. The idea is to work with other companies, to be a cooperation with other companies and bodies, because the solutions are not there. We have to invent, to co-invent with other companies how we will achieve our targets.
This year, we will celebrate 100 million trees planted. We are convinced that the naturalness of a beauty product does not oppose its effectiveness. You have to adapt. We live in the digital age. You have to transform your business model. But at the same time, you need to stick to some values that should not change over time. And that's what we are going to do, because that's who we are and that's what we really stand for.